Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start taking a look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart, and we'll start mapping out the current structure. And as you know, has been bearish as of late. This is just the overall structure dating back to August, of course, this area of consolidation, with this being resistance, this being support, but we know we hit these highs and was bearish ever since, making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Consolidated for a while and then continued to make lower lows. As you know, price came back down here, did kind of sweep this area of this previous consolidations area of support, but we are on the lookout for any type of area of supply this price action is going back into, which is currently in this area of supply, because this area is what pushed price down. And these highs haven't been broken yet. These highs have, after this retrace back, but this didn't make any new low. So maybe looking at a double bottom here. But right now, price is consolidating at this area. If it does start to continue, it can take out these highs and start pushing back up. Overall, swing structure is bullish due to this being the higher low and this making this high from these previous highs. Internal structure is bearish, of course, making lower lows, lower lows, lower highs. But overall, not looking for any opportunity until there is a momentum to pick up in the direction, neither direction, because this, like I said, price is back into this area of consolidation, which was consolidating for a while, and price is now here, right back in this area. Only expecting further downside, depending on how strong the dollar is. If it does continue to push, making lower highs, then I'll be looking for the opportunity to target this strong higher low. GBP USD, let's go map out the current range. And of course, this is on the 4-hour chart, the most current structure. Of course, this could end up being the higher low than these lows, but overall, since this made this high, it started breaking structure to the downside and took out the lows. This was the higher low of that previous structure, so it came back retraced, made this lower high, lower low, lower high, consolidated, and continued to push out up areas of supply on its way down. All of these sells that took price back down, and now price is retracing, just like with Euro USD, breaking structure to the upside. I believe this is the last area, so this last sell before the buy was that demand that pushed prices higher and broke structure. There's liquidity sitting over these highs. I don't like to see any momentum to pick up. Momentum does pick up, start taking out some of this liquidity, and could possibly target this lower high from its overall structure. Or if the dollar does get strong, then we're looking at these lows to be taken out and target the lows of that overall structure from previous lows. We'll take a brief look at DXY. And we know this has been bullish overall swing structure, bearish from these highs, but of course it's been making strides bullish internally after it swept the lows, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. And now this week we're looking at consolidation pretty much in this area. This failed to break that new high, and this operating out of this area of demand. Price operating out of this area of demand. It's in this area right now. So we're looking for any type of momentum pickup. If it does continue to retrace, then it could break this area of support and target the lows and any type of liquidity sitting under these lows, possibly break down to another area of demand. But as long as the dollar continues to get stronger, then we can expect this to go ahead and eventually take out these highs and get past this gap that was formed when sellers step back in and target the highs of this overall range. AUD USD, let's go ahead and map out the current range. And it's still below that formed these highs. Bullish swing structure, though bearish internally. It has retraced back all the way back down to past this area of demand that pushed prices out. higher way back in August. But of course, there's a V-shaped recovery. But internally, it did consolidate just like with the other US dollar pairs. But it's making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Like I said, V-shaped recovery. Buyer stepped back in and actually did. Price is above this area of demand right now. So structure is still breaking to the downside. This fractal structure is beginning to get bullish. Waiting to see if any type of, if this momentum can contain from this push from the buyers. I know even though it did break structure to the downside, it would have to take out these highs and take out these highs. The liquidity sitting over these highs. And look for any type of opportunity if it does form a higher low from these lows, and then eventually target the highs of the overall range. NZD USD. Let's go map out the current range. This is the current bear structure, but since it did break out this retracement, broke out past those lows. Well, it did already break past the lows, but this would have been a high of that overall structure. But it already did make that corrective retrace. And now on the 4-hour, at least micro level, still continuing to make lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Continue to break structure to the downside, very bearish for NZD USD. Looking to see if it's any type of retracement that can come back in significantly, possibly to premium in any area of supply in order to take any type of selling opportunity. Once momentum picks up to the downside to target the lows, its overall range is retracing right now. I can see a little bit more momentum. This is corrective, so could expect this to go ahead and target these lows, or it could continue to retrace, take out some of the liquidity over these highs, possibly come back down, up into premium, like I was saying, and then continue the downward pressure. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for joining us.